So, Vivian, there is a fifth point of your 5 points around resilience that we haven't gotten to yet, and that's praise. So talk to us a little bit about praise, what that means, and we as leaders, what we can start to do to get better at that.
Praise, Brandon, is so important, and it really caps this off nicely because it's really all about recognition, appreciation, and recognition, and gratitude, right? Practicing gratitude ourselves for what's around us, and praise is about making sure that we are appreciating effort that's given, and just think about everything it takes. When you're going through change, when you're going through a daily disruption, when you're going through a crisis, the effort that it takes just to get things done day to day, even sometimes the smallest things, what seems small. And sometimes we as leaders don't see the effort that it takes, but we need to make sure that we are asking, even though it seems insignificant, that thank you, that I appreciate you, says I see you. You are important. What you're doing and what you're putting in is important. So the effort and the progress that's being made. The other thing that we have to do too is recognize that in ourselves. Give ourselves some grace, which we often don't do. One of the leaders that I interviewed for the Resilience Ready book, Tanya Jackson, she is a senior vice president with Lexmark International. And she talked about the fact that when you go through a crisis and change, you expect it. It's going to be messy. It's going to be bumpy. It's not going to be perfect because we can't expect it to be. There aren't perfect decisions when we go through a crisis or we go through challenges. And we need to make some space for that. It's okay because we won't take risks. If we don't make space for that, and we won't grow, we won't get to what the possibilities could be for ourselves if we don't allow some of that space. So giving ourselves some grace, giving others some grace, and recognizing and appreciation for all of the effort and all of the progress that is being made.
Vivian, I think what stood out for me is what you didn't say. And I think that's an important takeaway from that point. You didn't say, well, give praise to results. The folks who are delivering the results, that's who gets the praise. No one else gets the praise, just the folks with results, which we often see too, very common. You didn't say that at all. In fact, you didn't even mention results. You said effort and progress. And I liked how you even said, and we should do the same thing for ourselves, the effort we're putting in and the progress we're making. Rather than, beating ourselves up for not having completed the race, we're working really hard and we're at mile 15 and there's still some more miles to go, but that's 15 miles we've run. We should really give ourselves some grace and praise around that.
Right.
And I love that. And I think that's such a great perspective on praise because so often praise gets tied to feedback, which gets tied to results. And I love you spun that in a way that is so different and so refreshing.
Thank you. And, that really sets the tone for what Resilience Ready is all about and having the skill set around resilient adaptability. It's less about the operational checklist, crisis management checklist, and it's about the humanity. It's about the human capital. Resilience is an individual and a team sport. We have to find that resilience within ourselves and use that to help extend that and build that, develop that within the people within our circle who are so important to helping us get through. We don't get through anything by ourselves. So we need others.